The car engine hummed under me when the call came. Please pull over before I tell you this. Her tone had that practiced calm of someone who delivers bad news for a living. I obeyed, eased the car to the shoulder, and braced myself. It's about your wife. And the baby. The word baby should have been my salvation. Instead, it detonated in my chest. She didn't waste time. Sir, the baby's blood type doesn't match yours. Or your wife's explanation. The world tilted. I didn't breathe. I stared at my trembling hands on the steering wheel. One truth crashed into me with surgical precision. The child wasn't mine. Backstory. 5 years earlier, I had looked into her eyes at the altar and believed I had found my anchor. She laughed like sunlight. She kissed me like I was enough. I built my future around her, bricks of trust cemented with blind faith. She told me I was her world. I believed it. I worked late nights so she wouldn't have to. I skipped dreams so she could chase hers. I thought that was love. Turns out, it was leverage. Discovery. The first crack appeared small. A late-night text she swore was from her sister. But her smile faltered when she said it. I noticed. I always notice. Then there were the unexplained work dinners, the perfume that lingered when she came home, the way she turned her phone face down whenever I walked into the room. I could have asked, confronted, but I didn't. That would give her warning. Instead, I watched. I memorized her lies, traced her movements, collected her carelessness like evidence. When I finally saw them together, his hand on her waist, her lips tilting toward his, I didn't break. I filed it away, like an accountant balancing numbers. Shift in mindset. Pain was useless. Rage was sloppy. I wanted precision. She thought she was playing in shadows, but I lived there longer. The first step was silence. I gave her no suspicion, no reason to tighten her guard. I smiled. I touched her hair when she walked past. I let her believe she had fooled me. Meanwhile, I prepared. I met with my lawyer, quietly shifted assets, documented every affair, every lie, bank records, photos, screenshots, enough to bury her credibility in court. When she announced her pregnancy, she expected joy. I gave her joy. I kissed her belly. Inside, I knew. That child was my proof, the ultimate betrayal wrapped in swaddling cloth. Execution. The hospital confirmed it. DNA doesn't lie. I didn't storm into her room that day. No. I congratulated her. Held the baby I knew wasn't mine, eyes dry, heart cold. I let her think the performance worked. The real stage was set weeks later. I chose her birthday. A dinner with friends, family, and her lover seated smugly across from me. She thought she was winning twice, husband and affair orbiting around her like planets. When dessert arrived, I stood, raised my glass. To my wife, I began. Smiles all around. She beamed. Then I turned to the man beside her, and to the father of her child. Silence fell sharp as broken glass. Her smile collapsed. His face drained. Gasps circled the table. I slid the folder onto the table. Paternity test results. Photos. Receipts. Proof stacked neatly, undeniable. You thought I didn't know, I said, calm, almost kind. But I always knew. Climax and confrontation. She reached for words, stammering, choking on excuses. He froze, a coward without script. I didn't yell. I didn't need to. I simply listed facts. Her lies, his betrayals, every moment cataloged with precision. Each one a nail hammered into the coffin of her perfect facade. Then I delivered the final blow. The house is in my name. The accounts are frozen. The lawyer will contact you tomorrow. And custody, I paused, savoring the cut, is no longer your concern. Because legally, that child isn't mine, nor will I pay for him. Her face crumbled. His hand slipped away from hers. The room was thick with judgment, whispers cutting like blades. I stood taller, free. Resolution. People think revenge is fire, wild and consuming. They're wrong. True revenge is ice, calm, sharp, and patient. As I walked out of that restaurant, I didn't look back. The chains of her deception fell away with each step. I had been her fool once, not anymore. Justice wasn't loud. It was quiet, calculated, final. And in that silence, I found peace. Because sometimes, the sweetest victory isn't winning her back. It's watching her lose everything she thought she had.